Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or at least the 10 or 12 people that seem to watch. Welcome. And to new people, thanks for swinging by and checking this out. Okay, we're going to talk about the Microtech MSI today. This is the really nice, gotten a lot of attention, big knife from Microtech that is affordable. It's under $200. You can find them in this polymer material handle scale. Comes in G10, also comes in aluminum. You're just adding some costs. I dyed these handles this red color last weekend, and it was originally like this white color that I have right here. Boom. You can see those white scales. I was thinking about the black, but I have a lot of black knives, as you can see from that stretch 2 there. We all do. But I wanted the white because I like dyeing the handles, and I thought that this would look better that way. So anyway, that's what I did with that. Okay, a little disclaimer. I usually say this. I'm not a pro. I don't know all the terms. I don't know all the details. I'm just a guy with an iPhone that likes to make off-the-cuff videos of knives and take scenic shots. Check out my channel if you want. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is the detent on this, which it really doesn't seem to have a detent. It has this ram lock here, and this is the newer ram lock. If you got a knife that has a date after I think it was April of 2024, you're okay. They've addressed the issue of fixing the ram lock so that it doesn't pop back on you. It seems very, very solid, and it's beautiful, but to flip it, okay, not bad with a thumb flick. And this is a guillotine, folks. Do not put your fingers there because A, the blade is sharp as hell right out of the box, and the drop shut is just that. To do a reverse flick, you really have to get in there, and it's not that great. There just seems to be no detent, or very little. It doesn't shake loose that much. See, I can hear a little click here and there, but it's not so loose that it's going to do that, release, detent lash, etc. But you got to kind of get on. And if you just want, just pull back the X locks there, and it'll swing right in and out. Again, be careful. This knife has some great jimping on it. Down here underneath, right here, and as well on the back. It's not too aggressive. It's okay. The little triangle shapes here, that's something I'll talk about later, but I'm not that thrilled with the gripping on this. The polymer is very strong. I mean, if you really push it, you can get a little bit of flex to it. But I think I'm going to look into maybe, I think Original Goat has some scales out there that are pretty nice, I saw. I might invest in those or look towards them. But for use, day-to-day use, it's great. It's really, really good out of the box. All right, so now the other thing is the knife itself is pretty big. I'm not going to go into a ton of specs, but you've got like, a 5-inch handle here. So that means that if you want to use this with a glove for some hard tasks, you can. And it's, again, with the using the X, the bolt action here, you can open it nice and easy to get in. And oh, this does roll out beautiful. I will say that. I didn't mention that earlier. But you can roll this beautifully, even with gloves on, and retract it. Can you? Yeah, you can flick it without too much problem. I'll try a Spidey flick. I don't think I'm going to get it. It's just too much. No, don't have enough dexterity. But that works pretty good. So if you're wearing a glove outside, it'll be nice. I did notice some hot spots when I was carving some branches and really grabbing onto this and holding it. It did seem to make me want to wear a glove with it. This finger choil here is nice too. Some people don't call it a finger choil. They call it a sharpening choil, but that's the biggest sharpening choil I've ever seen. But it does work good if you want to get up here and, pinch, whatever. I like the opening hole. It's a good shape. The insides of the scales were very, very sharp. I just took some 1000 grit sandpaper, just the lightest few touches, knocked it right off. No big deal, not a headache. Let's see, it was a razor out of the box. That was really good. I did a takedown, not a takedown, but there's a lot of takedown videos out there. It's not too hard to do. When I was dyeing the scales, I disassembled it and watched a couple of videos, very instructional, so it wasn't a ton. Couple of little tips about this little lock bar here, this fluted lock bar, that has a couple of flat shapes to it, as well as the pivot has a D shape to it, so that stays. I think it's on this side, actually. And then this one is the one that unscrews the pivot screw. So check those out. And I did show a video a few days ago on my page where it's all, all taken apart, and you see all the different parts. In fact, hold on, let me see if I have it. Here's the white handle. Beautiful action is for these 16 ceramic balls in this bearing race. It's really nice. And there it is with the clip in my pocket. This clip is great. It's a deep carry clip right out of the box. Works very nice. And there's what it looked like all taken apart after I had dyed the handles. So there's another picture of it, I guess, too. And these liners are very stout. They seem to work well. And I don't know if you can see, I don't think I showed it, but there are bearing races. Underneath these bearings, it's machined out, it's milled out, so those fit in beautifully. So, again, they do really nice stuff. Let's admit it. Microtech's a great company, and I'm not. This is my very first one, so it's a pleasant experience. Scales are okay. I talked about the. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, this is a monster of a knife. I mean, you should see look up some of the destruction videos out there, torture tests, whatever you want to call it. Smoky Mountain Knife Works does a fantastic. He beats the piss out of this thing, and it just keeps on working. I mean, he's slamming it. It's really something else. So check out that if you want to see the durability for a knife like this. Just really fantastic. All right, the one thing that I do have a little complaint about is these screws right here. Look at how nice these screws are. They're beautiful. They're flat. They went right into. They countersunk them perfectly. But these screws here this is for the filler tab, and on this side, the screws are proud. It would have been nice if they could have made those a little more flush. Again, not the end of the world, but it was. And something that is very important when you're taking this apart, there's a backing plate to these screws. Let me see if I can get in there. You're probably not going to see it, but trust me, maybe you can see it right there. There's a little backing plate, which is great, but they do not fit in there snugly. So I rolled up a little piece of T-shirt material and put it in there. I basically, if you want to change the clip from side to side, here, I'll tell you a dumb story. When I reassembled it, I put the clip on the wrong side. So I got it all back together, and I said, I don't want to take the whole thing apart. But in order to take these off, the chances are you're going to lose that thing, the backing plate's going to pop out. So I rolled up a piece of material, put it in there, and then I was able to unscrew, switch the clip, put them back in, and saved a little face. So just something in case you're ever doing that. And the liners in this, when I did take this apart, and I showed you those liners, those things are pressed on tightly. You need one of these kind of, what do they call this, a sponger tool? Plastic, non-marring, or a piece of wood or something that can get in there, and you can pry a little, work your way around, and get those pieces off. Told you about the deep fit and finish is very good. I think it's really nice. And again, this has a spring, if you can see right here. It's almost like the spring on the outside of a shock absorber. So you got the piston, you got the shock absorber, the piston part going straight up here, or the rod going up, and this little single spring is pretty good. And I've been using this because this is another one I dyed the handles on. This is my Benchmade 940 with an M4 blade, and I put one side gray and one side the red color. It's the same dye, but this was a jade color to start with, so that's why you can see the difference instead of the white. But instead of the Omega springs that are in this, the access lock, which works great, by the way. Maybe I'm not doing it right, but there we go. It works great. Everybody's heard about how these Omega springs break. So, whether or not this is a ton better, in my mind, it is. And here's another example. My Mannix, which, again, I dyed. This one didn't come out as good. I kind of rushed it, and you can see it's starting to wear. But the Mannix, I do love this knife. Again, very smooth. They're, what do you call this lock? I forget, but it is kind of the same idea with two sides to it, and you can get aftermarket titanium ball cage, all that stuff. But again, one spring, and this one has a ball in it. There is no ball in this. This is just it's attached to that ram piece. I don't know if you can really see it. You might. Again, look on videos that are better than mine, that have good lighting. Again, this is pure amateur hour. Watch that. See how it moved forward? So that's the ram part. There it is back. Drops forward. Very nice, very nice. So I would strongly recommend, if you're a fan or not, or thinking about it, I think for, reasonable price, it's not that crazy to go and buy. It's a real nice knife, in my opinion. A little bit big. You're not gonna carry this every day. Maybe you will, depending on your job. Even these are a little big for me to carry. My typical carry is a Para 3, something that size. Make life easy and not freak people out and all that. So, all right, thanks for watching. I hope you had a good time, learned a little something, and make a comment if you want, subscribe if you want, share it if you want. Again, we're not in it for the money, as the saying goes. Thanks. Have a good one.